Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. In this particular video, we are going to solve the RBI Grade B Finance and Management paper of the year 2021. Now those who are into their active stage of preparation, this video is for all of you. Mind you my friend, once your preparation is done, once part of your preparation is done rather, you have to make sure that you are solving the previous year questions. So in this particular video, we are solving all the 30 objective questions plus 6 descriptive questions of the RBI Grade B 2021 Finance and Management paper. And yes, before I start this particular video, if you are getting 70 plus, if you are getting 70 plus in the entire paper, objective plus descriptive, right? So if your score is 70 plus in this particular paper, then definitely you all are walking on the correct path. Okay, but if your score is less than 70, then boss, you have to check that what is going wrong in the preparation and you need to talk to your mentor regarding that. Okay, now before I move ahead, my friends, EduTap has brought one big occasion. Wherein you can get 74% off on all the courses for the RBI Grade B. Now the code over here which you have to use is it's one time 74, as simple as that. Now this is a very huge occasion for all of you because EduTap is giving this particular discount of 74% off for the very first time. So it's a one-time offer, and yes, this particular code is only valid up to 3rd of August. This particular code is only valid up to 3rd of August, right? So this was the information which I was about to give to you, and remember, your time is now if you have to start your preparation actively. Now, you will see a new video from this particular point of time wherein we will be solving the entire 2021 paper. So all the very best, give your best shot, and by the end of this particular video, do let me know your score in the comment box also. So let's start solving the paper now. Has been in two components. The first is objective and the second one is descriptive. So first we will be understanding the descriptive part, objective part, sorry. So here is the first question which is on your screen. You can give your answers in the chat box. I will be seeing your answers. And I would say that if you want to test your knowledge, right now is the correct time for it, because if you can even have, let's take out of 50, if you are able to score more than 13 objectives, then it's a very good thing. So the first question which was there in the 10 in the one marker was, which of the following is a revenue expenditure? So this particular question has been directly taken from your budget side. So if you are having a thorough knowledge regarding different components of budget, then this particular question is really very easy to you. So which of the following is a revenue expenditure? Please first of all notice that they are asking regarding the revenue expenditure. So I can see that maximum people have started giving the answer. See, first we going to the answer, I would like to tell you some small concepts. I'm not wasting much of your time. Budget is generally divided into two parts. The first is revenue side and the second is expenditure side. Under revenue, we have two types of revenue, and this is generally speaking of Indian budget. Okay, so under revenue budget, we have revenue receipts and capital receipts, and under expenditure, the same nomenclature goes through it. There we have revenue expenditure and capital expenditure. Okay. So what are revenue receipts? Revenue receipts are those receipts which are recurring in nature. For example, like taxes. Government collect taxes every now and then. So that is a very important example of revenue expenditure. Capital receipts. What are capital receipts? These are non-recurring in nature. Capital receipts, for example, let's take borrowings from international institutions, or for your example disinvestments. These are different types of capital receipts. Capital receipts are I would say recurring in nature. Then comes to expenditure side. Expenditure side will be the same theorem will apply. Revenue, I would say revenue expenditure. These are the expenditure which are happening on a regular scale, like subsidies, investment, or I would say not investment, sorry, interest payment. Okay, so these are different types of revenue expenditure. And when it comes to capital expenditure, you can see different types of investments which the government do in the highways or building big I would say infrastructure project. These are the example of capital expenditure. So the question is asking you about revenue expenditure. Yes, subsidies is the part of revenue expenditure. Interest payment is also a part of revenue expenditure, but loans to the state government is not a part to the revenue expenditure. It will come to the capital expenditure side. Okay, so the answer of this particular question will be D. Let me see the chat box. Yes, maximum of you have gone with the right marks, right answer, I would say. So you will get +1 over here. Now you can see that we have covered revenue expenditure thoroughly in our concept notes. You can see that we have divided receipts into two parts, and then we have discussed different I would say concepts related to revenue receipts. So this is a screenshot which I have directly taken from your notes, and this would save your as well as my time too. So that's why I've done some smart work over here. So now let's come to question number 2. Which type of perceptual error is seen in an individual as a part of a group? So you have to identify a perceptual error wherein an individual sees as a part of a group. So this particular question has been taken from your personality and perception. So generally it has been seen that when we try to judge the personality of some other particular person, then we make certain types of error. And RBI has taken this particular theme directly into the paper. So let me see who gives me the right answer for question number 2. Yes, the correct answer will be stereotyping. Under stereotyping, we used to take one particular person and we regard that particular person as a part of a group. For example, let's take South Indian peoples. So we assume that South Indian people eat too much of rice. I am just taking this as an example. Do not take it on a personal scale. So South Indian people eat too much of rice. So anyone who is coming from South India, we assume that they are eating too much of rice. So this is a kind of a stereotyping which is happening right now in India. Illusion, hallucinations, halo effect, and none of the above. These were just given to confuse you, my friends. Illusion is something which we generally talk in our journal language, that we will be someone like a RBI Grade B officer, but we have to work for it. Hallucinations is another very important concept which relates to the mental side of your brain. Halo effect, yes, this is a very good, I would say, topic to discuss, because there are two types of effect. First is halo and the second one is horn. Under halo effect, we generally take the positive side of that particular individual. For example, if let's take Ram is coming to his lectures daily on the right time, this particular good quality of Ram we will attribute to his whole personality, and we see that Ram is a very good person. Okay, under horn we take a negative personality trait. For example, let's take Sham now. He is not coming to class right now on a regular basis. He is always getting delayed, and he is not coming to class very frequently. So we assume that Sham is not a good guy. So this is also a perceptual error which comes to the horn and halo effects. Again, the correct answer is option A. I can see that maximum of you have given the right answer only. So kudos to all those who are giving the right answer. And again, this is a screenshot which I have directly taken from your screenshot from your concept notes. If you see, stereotyping has been clearly defined in your note that stereotyping is any thought that is widely adopted by specific types of individual behaving to represent entire group of those. What in our example we have taken entire group as a South Indian people. They ate too much of rice. So this is an example which directly given in your concept notes as well. And this is a very beautiful, I would say, representation of halo and horn effect. Horn effect, may remember, it is a negative personality trait. Under halo we take a positive. So not wasting much of your time, let's move ahead to question number 3. Again, this is a very easy, or not very easy question. And if you are doing such question wrong in your exam, then sorry to say, RBI officer ऐसे नहीं बन पाएंगे अपन. We have to understand the different concepts related to motivation and different concepts related to other chapters as well. Which of the following is a process theory? As simple as that. They are not asking you anything regarding motivation. They are not asking you different concepts which are given by different theory. They are just asking you the different categories. We all know that motivation has two types of motivation theories has two types of categories. The first is content based. Content based is also known as traditional theories. Okay, and the second one is we all know that it is process theories of motivation. Process theories are also known as contemporary theories. I hope you all know this different categories. And in the traditional and content we have Maslow, then we have Alderfer, then we have David McClelland, then we have Hansberg, and then we also have McGregor theory X and Y, and to some extent people also bring William Uchi theory Y over here. So these are certain types of theory which comes under the content. Now what is content theories? They say that content theories of motivation say that we have to focus on a particular need, and then we will move forward to the next part of the motivation. Now what is process theory? Process theory doesn't focuses on a one particular need. They say that there is an overall process which works under a particular individual, and that particular process indeed motivates an person. Okay, so which of the following is a process theory? They are just asking you a very basic question. The answer will be Vroom. Under, if you see Vroom expectancy theories, there we have expectancy, instrumentality, and valency. Valencia or whatever you want to say. This whole process explains that how a particular individual is motivated. So I think you are going to catch this particular question under 20 seconds. If you are wasting more than 20 seconds on this particular question, sorry to say, then you are hitting your own leg with your X. Yes, the answer will be option D, and this is a very beautiful, I would say, flow chart which I have directly taken from your content concept notes only. I'm really very sorry for my bad handwriting, but I have been very famous for this. So this is a very important, I would say, flow chart. If this particular flow chart has given you 1 mark of free of your RBI Grade B exam. So this was the level. Now we are coming to question number 4. This is a very good question, I would say. If you don't know anything regarding Johari Windows, then you cannot solve this particular question. So according to Johari Windows, which quadrant is known to self? So we all know that there are 4 quadrants which is known to self but not known to others. It is called as. So you have to identify that particular quadrant wherein that particular information is known to self but it is not known to other. यानी वो आपको पता है but दूसरों को नहीं पता है. So Johari Windows जो था बहुत ही important concept है. Let me see my chat. I request to everyone to please participate. If you are not able to solve this particular question, then definitely there is a big time to start your preparations for RBI 2023. Yes, the correct answer will be hidden. Hidden is also known as facade. So the first and the foremost, or let me take the diagram which is directly explained in your concept notes. That will make things much easier. So this particular concept of Johari Windows has been taken from personality and perception. Under personality and perception, we understand that how different awareness, for example, the internal awareness, which is also known as self-awareness, and how external awareness is analyzed. So when you go to the self-awareness part, you will understand that how Johari Windows work. So the first and the foremost thing which you have to remember is that Johari Windows was a concept which was given by Joseph Luft and Harry Ingham. So this is a very important, I would say, again, if RBI is asking you different question on Johari Windows, then this is a very low hanging fruit for you. You can just grab 1 mark or 2 marker question less than 20 seconds. So again, the concept of Johari Windows is given in the following figure. So if you see, Johari Windows has a particular 4 quadrant. So this is the first, this is the second, and this is third and fourth. So under first quadrant, you have to understand that first we have to understand the 2 matrices. The first is what information is known to yourself and what information is known to other people. Okay, so under open arena, everyone knows everything about you. Even you know about yourself, and even the general public knows about you. It's very simple. Sab kuch khula hai, as simple as that. Under second, it is also known as blind spot. Under blind spot, you have to understand that you know about that particular information, that people know about your information, but you do not know about that particular information. It's like a trick. People know that you have certain quality, but you yourself don't know that you have that particular quality. So it's like society is giving you an inherent, I would say, activity. The third is also known as hidden area or facet. Under this particular area, I will hide those qualities from the external public. Okay, so I know about myself, but my public doesn't know about myself. And the fourth is unknown. No one knows anything about anyone. So you also don't know about yourself, even the public also don't know about yourself. So these are certain very important, I would say, concepts which comes under the form of management. And if you see, RBI is just asking you very basic questions on management. So I request you to please answer all these questions. And if you are not able to answer this, again, it's a very wake up call for all of you. Now we are coming to question number 5. Now this particular question has been based on current affairs as well, you can say it. But again, if you are reading your Business Standard, Economic Times, Hindu Line, then this particular question is again a cakewalk for all of you. What is the maximum FDI limit under government approved mechanism for public sector banks, maximum permissible under private banks, and maximum individual state and banks? So you have 3 questions which have been asked here. Again, this is a 1 marker question. So I request to everyone to please participate. So you just have to tell me under FDI. FDI stands for foreign direct investment. So under FDI, what is the limit which has been there by government approved? This is government approved. Okay, not automatically approved. Mechanism for public sector bank, maximum FDI for private banks, and maximum individual stakes in banks. So yes, the correct answer will be B. If you see, PSB can all public sector bank can have maximum FDI of 20%. The same goes for 74% for private banks. An individual person can hold 10% of the maximum stake in a bank. So this is a very, very important fact when it comes to the picture. Although RBI has, although I would say internal working group of RBI is now recommending this particular portion that is held by individual to increase it to 26%. But again, this is not under, I would say this is not finalized, that it is under the discussion only. So yes, the correct answer will be option B. And I'm very, very much amazed that I think RBI is just giving the facts which are directly based on from EduTap notes. You can clearly see if you go in the chapter, I would say corporate governance in banking sector. Okay, corporate governance in banking sector. Okay, this is I think chapter number 14 in your finance course. So if you read this particular line, you can easily answer that particular question in less than 20 seconds. Yes, again, hardly 20 seconds would be there if you are doing revisions on a daily basis. Now let's move to question number 6, my friends. Now this is a very beautiful question, I would say, and those who don't know the formula of certain ratios, then they cannot attempt this particular question. So I give you whole 1 minute and let me see who gives me the right answer. And if you are able to answer this particular question, then your concepts are really very strong. So here, let me see who gives me the right answer. Yes. So let's discuss about this. See, there are two ratios which are very important when it comes to the finance world. Every investor will look to these two ratios. The first is EPS. EPS stands for earning per share. What is earning per share? Earnings divided by total number of outstanding stock. Total outstanding stock. Okay. So this is your EPS, mind you. Then the second part is also known as PE ratio. PE ratio is referred to current market price. CMP stands for current market price divided by earnings. Okay. So now this in this particular question, I will tell you to use your brain. Two banks, Foodie and Goody, has same number of outstanding shares. Okay, focus on this particular word. Two banks, Foodie and Goody, has same number of outstanding share. Equity capital is also same. Dividend is also same. Earnings is also same. Now, my dear friend, if you notice the particular set of options, just eliminate option B. Why I am saying this? EPS of one is higher than other. How can you tell that EPS is higher than one and another when your outstanding shares is total outstanding shares, and earnings, they both are the same. So if I say X and Y have the same earning and they have the same outstanding share, which means that EPS will be same, as simple as that. Now let's come to option C. Book value of one is higher than other. If you have understood the concept of book value, if you know that particular formula, you know that book value will require you certain concepts regarding you will require to estimate working capital, you will also require to estimate total equity shareholders fund, and the given information we cannot estimate that. Eliminate option C. Dividend of one is higher. Now question is clearly saying that dividend of both the banks are same, so this was also eliminated. Now the only option which remains is P1 is higher than other. Yes, this can be a situation because current market price, there is no information regarding current market price. So yes, there can be a situation where PE of one bank is higher than the other. So yes, the correct answer will be option A. So I can see that maximum of you have given the right answer. And if you are reading the concept notes, again, equity valuation, there is a chapter of equity valuation in your concept notes. Just remember the formula, and by using your own logic, you could have arrived at the right answer. Question number 7. Coming back to communication. This is directly taken from your communication, my friends. Okay, if a translator is not proficient in two languages, what kind of barrier it creates? So let me see who gives me the right answer for question number 7. If a translator is not proficient in two languages, what type of barrier it creates in communication? We all know that there are certain types of barriers. First is we have personal barriers. Under personal barriers, the subordinate and superior have their own personal problems. Then we have semantic barriers. Semantic barriers deals with the language, they deals with the science of language, they deals with the technical jargons and everything. Then we also have organizational barriers. For example, the company is not allowing you to communicate with your superior directly, so these are certain organizational barriers. Then we also have certain emotional barriers. there was a question in SEBI Grade A which was based on emotional barriers. Emotional barriers relate to the mental state of that particular person. So again, a very basic question on communication. And in 2022, if you are aware of this particular year's paper, communication was a very hot topic in this year as well. Yes, the correct answer will be option B. If a translator is not proficient in two languages, which means that he is not able to understand one language and he is not able to decode that particular language, then he will be dealing with the semantic barriers. Remember this particular thing. Semantic barrier is about the science of language. Okay, science of language says that if you are not able to understand the meaning of anything, if you are not able to decode that particular thing, then you will be dealing with the semantic barriers. So again, a beautiful explanation has been given in our concept notes only. And if you see different categories which we have made, this under semantic barriers, we have told you different components which are there. And mind you, my friends, if you are reading, let's take any course, for example, then try to see how depth they are covering it. For example, they have just given you a meaning of semantic barriers. That is not a good case, because you have to go deep into some core chapters: motivation, communication, journal management, personality, perception, conflict. To some extent, you can also say that ethics. All these are like core management chapters, leadership as well. So you have to understand all this chapter going deep. You cannot just have a surface reading, because surface reading, if you are doing, then you are doing a selective reading which can backfire sometimes. Question number 8. This has been taken from your journal management, different schools of thoughts which comes to the management. So let me see who gives me the right answer for question number 8. Which of the following theory suggests making communication in an organization based on hierarchy, highly structured and formalized? So I can see only few people are there in the chat box who are giving the right answer. Rajeshwari is there. Okay, so I can see her preparation is going good. That is really very good to see. Which of the following theory? Now see, if you are studying the management, even if you are targeting your NABARD grade A exam, in general management you can see this particular question, or I would say in decision making rather. Frederick Taylor, he is the father of scientific management. Mind you, my friends, father of scientific management. And there are 4 principles which revolves around scientific management. I do not want to go deep right now. Henry Fayol, the father of administrative management, father of modern management. He has given world famous 14 principles of management. Max Weber. Max Weber is the person who has given bureaucratic leadership style as well. So he is the person who says that you have to follow your book. You just have to follow all the rules and regulation and move forward. Elton Mayo. Elton Mayo is very famous for one of the Hawthorne experiments which was conducted in Chicago, USA. So under Elton Mayo, we understand that how social belongingness needs work. So the correct answer of this particular question will be C. Max Weber is the one person who has given bureaucratic leadership style as well. So you know that it is based on hierarchy, highly structured and formalized. A very easy question, nothing much to worry about. A very short and sweet introduction is also given in your concept notes, that it has a legal rational authority, traditional authority, charismatic authority. Now this is certain type of authority which has been discussed by Max Weber. So this is known as depth part of your notes. So if you have ample of time, you can understand this particular concept, and when you are reading things in depth, obviously that will take you to another level when it comes to the descriptive component. Because if, let's take, a short note comes on Max Weber contribution towards the management, then what you will write, that you will just write that Max Weber has formulated certain formal rules. Okay, it is good, but if you want to impress that particular person who is checking your answers, then you will have to mention all those particular points, and in that particular case the depth comes into the picture. So now let's come to question number 9, my friends. So I can see Shrikant is also joining the race now. So I request you to please participate. If you are not participating, then I can finish this particular lecture in next 10 minutes as well. So during merger and acquisition, which of the following are relevant to change management? Now if you see OC, organizational change, and organizational behavior, OB, these two are like very good chapters to read with. And in this particular year as well, there is a question from OC and there is also a question from OB. So if you are ignoring these 2 chapters, saying that these are certain, I would say, nullified chapter, then you are doing a big mistake. Yes, the correct answer of this particular question will be E, because if any change takes place during merger and acquisition, it will definitely transform the digital transformation of the person or of the host company. It will also have smooth transition and restructuring. Even if you are not reading these two chapters, this is generally a reading. If you are having common sense, which is very less common, you could have easily answered this particular question. So again, if you are seeing our concept notes, if those who are subscriber to EduTap, they must have easily answered this particular question. Question number 10, my friends, and then we will see what is your score. I can see now new people are joining the chat. Shrikant, Rajeshwari and Salesh, come on, have a good healthy competition among yourself. And if you are able to score 9 out of 10 in the one marker, then it's truly very good. And anything below 9 is not good, because I am considering that you will take that interviews are very up and down these days. So you have to score maximum in objective as well as in descriptive part. So now let's see who gives me the right answer for question number 10. Low employee turnover. First of all, you have to understand that what employee turnover is in a company indicates which of the following. So first, what is employee turnover? How many people are incoming in your organization and how many people are going out of your organization. The net difference is known as employee turnover. Higher the employee turnover, the bad it is for the company, because many people are leaving the company. It means that lower employee turnover means that people are retaining back in your organization. So it's really very good to see. That's why the answer of this particular question will be B. If you are having low employee turnover, then it means that employees are committed toward the organization. They are not leaving your organization just for, let's take salary or something. They are committed to work for our organization, and that is a classic case for this. Now if you want to link this particular topic, you can definitely link it to the morale part. Morale versus motivation, a very important concept. Significance of morale, you have to understand that what is the low morale indicates and what does the high morale indicate. So if when it comes to the employee turnover, if there is a high employee turnover, then many people are leaving, then definitely it means that your company morale is low. Vice versa, if there is a low turnover. So I hope you are able to score 9 out of 10, and this is the world of competition. There is cutthroat competition, my friends. So if you are not able to score 9 out of 10, I definitely will suggest you to, I would say, pull up your socks, pull up whatever you want to do, because 2023 RBI notification is, I think the current recruitment cycle will get over, and after 4 months you will see another paper. So by December, please finish all your management and static parts. Now let's come to the 20 question of 2 marker. Again, this is the most scoring part of your paper, and if you are able to rightly select 18 questions, which means 36 out of 40, then you are doing great. Question number 11, my friends. Question number 11 is your screen. Now this goes to the ethics part. Under ethics, I hope you have understood that there are different concepts, like there are morality, what is values, what are attitudes, what are different types of beliefs, what are different types of justice. All this is a component of our ethics, my friend, and the same is beautifully covered, systematically covered, organizedly covered in your concept notes as well. Now let's take question number 11. Which type of justice relates to employee input and input to appropriate rewards and input? Okay, so the question is very specific, that he is asking you regarding justice. He has nothing to do with the definition of justice. He's just asking you which type of justice it is. Yes, the correct answer will be A, distributive justice. Under distributive justice, for example, let's take, I am having this particular cake. All these different individuals will take an equal share. As simple as that. You have to treat equals as equal, and you have to treat unequals as unequals. As simple as that. Retributive justice means that you will have to give punishment to a particular person which has done something wrong in the society. For example, if you see some terrorist is there, then you have to get them to a, I would say, to any other punishment level. What is procedural justice? Procedural justice means that you will have to follow a process. For example, let's take the terrorist only, that he will have to, first we have to file the complaints to different levels of court, then the hearing will start, and then the review petition, and everything will go on. So this is a process which goes on. Commutative justice is, for example, let's take, you are giving a certain type of advantages to a particular society. So that is an example of communitarian justice. Yes, the correct answer of this will be A. I can see that now responses are going down. Although this was a very easy question, I would say, no, it is nothing to do with the core part of ethics where you deal about what is right and wrong. You just have to understand at what basic definition of justice is, and then how different types of justices are there. So as you can see, there are different types of justices which has been defined in your notes, and a clear example of what distributive justice is. Divide your cake equally, as simple as that. So now let's move to or I would also say that there is a very good example which has been given in your concept notes as well, that what is a tribal people in Australia, they give them a particular type of justice over there. So all the examples are also covered in your concept notes. Question number 12, my friend. Which of the following study deals with the psychological aspects? A very easy question. Hardly anyone would require less than, I would say, less than 20 seconds to answer this, seeing the set of options which have been provided. I request you to please participate. Which of the following study will involve the study of psychological aspect? What is the literal meaning of psychological aspect? It means with mind, something which is related to your mind. So yes, the correct answer will be personality and motivation, my friends. Under personality, we have just seen how Johari Windows works. So under Johari Windows, you have to understand that it is also a cognitive process, psychological process, because you have to, I would say, think from your perspective and think from the other side as well. Again, motivation, there are different theories of motivation which are based on cognition. So cognition pe when we see decision making is also based. So you have to understand that how different psychological aspects are there. Again, you can eliminate all this option when it comes to the journal reading. Mental intelligence is all about your EQ, or rather IQ, not EQ, sorry. Merit rating, 360-degree appraisal, and all the different types of components which we deal under the human resource development, HRD. Although HRD is not there, but if you have time, then please spare some moment and read the summary sheet which has been provided in your fringe topic. We have made a new summary sheet now that is hardly of 50 pages, and that 50 pages compromises of different figures. So if you see that particular part, you are good to go. Okay, now let's move to question 13. Which subject deals with the formation and management of team? Which subject deals with the formation and management of team? Again, this particular question has been taken from your OB, organizational behavior. A very easy question, nothing much to deal about. If you see that there are different studies which comes under the OB part. First, we understand that there are 3 levels of OB. First, you worked under the individual level, then you worked under the, I would say, organizational level, and then you personally work under the employee level as well. So, which subject deals with the formation and management of the team? Yes, the correct answer will be sociology. Under sociology, you will understand that how a particular group is working. So you can easily relate your answer towards this. What is anthropology? Anthropology means something towards, I would say, towards studies of mankind. Psychology, again, something which is related to your mind. Archaeology, studying about old artifacts. A very good, I would say, revision type of thing, but it's a very easy question. I would say low hanging fruit. You could have easily grabbed 2 marks over here, and those who are doing this particular question wrong and those who are leaving such questions, it's a blunder. Now let's come to option A. Yes, if you see in your concept notes as well, we have briefly described different disciplines which contribute towards the OB field. So you can see sociology is there, psychology is there, anthropology, political science, and social psychology. So different concepts explained beautifully. Question number 14, my friends. First, I will give you 5 minutes, or not 5 minutes, sorry, 30 seconds to read this particular paragraph. This is not the exact paragraph, I would say. A passage on electronic toll was given. Let me see the chat box now. I can see some people are trying to test my knowledge. I think it was Aristotle. Hanji. So who will be giving me the right answer for question number 14? So yes, the paragraph was there regarding different components which comes to the NPS and how fintech is growing in India. Okay, so if you see fintech, it's a very boom topic which is coming right now in RBI as well. So let's see who gives me the right answer for question number 14. Not wasting much of your time, I will just wait for 10 seconds. Yes, the correct answer will be this. That is option B. Sorry, not this. That is National Electronic Toll Collection. Now, if you see, India is taking huge steps towards digitization. And in the same, we have seen that how NPCI, how RBI, how SEBI and different regulatory bodies are coming together to make digital transformation of our country. So my dear friends, if you see, the question was very basic. You just have to see the different options and you could have easily seen that the FASTag is the answer. Okay, my friend. And some people will say that it's NFS. NFS stands for National Financial Switch. National Financial Switch works for different ATMs network, so that cannot be your answer. So if you see how different FASTag, I would say, equipments are used, you could have easily answered this. This is a current affairs based question, my friends. So I request you to please read all your newspapers thoroughly, because if you are reading your newspaper thoroughly, then you can easily answer this particular question as well, provided that you know that NFS. What is NFS? Okay, I have just told you that it stands for National Financial Switch, and if you can eliminate such options, then you could have easily arrived at the right answer. And now here comes the one of the most important component of time management, my friends. If you are not able to devote some time over there, then you will lose your marks. You will have to understand that how you can eliminate some options. That's how you will do your some mental calculations and arrive at the right answer. You have to save your time in certain questions which are very easy, which are, I would say, like uh, cakewalk questions for all of you. So you have to save your time over there and come and invest your time in such questions which require some detailed reading. Now let's come to, this is the, I would not say that we are covering every part of current affairs in our finance static. This particular component was covered in the current affairs part. So if you see, we have briefly discussed about NPCI, what NPCI differently means, how NPCI has been formed, and what are the different functions of NPCI. So now we are coming to question number 15. Who introduced electronic toll collection system to meet electronic tolling requirements of the Indian market? Again, NPCI is a world, I would say, one of the world famous. Yes, it's world famous because of its UPI structure, and now you can see even France, to some extent, USA is trying to copy paste the entire structure which is following in India. So yes, the correct answer will be NPCI. Now my question to you is that you have to tell me the formation year of NPCI. Just let me know in which year NPCI was formed. Salish is there. In which year NPCI was formed? Very easy question. If you don't know, you have to answer your question in the comment box. I hope I will see maximum response, because if you are not able to answer such questions, then your basic level of understanding regarding different banking facts is really very low. So yes, NPCI was, chalo, I will give you some hint that NPCI was formed under Payment and Settlement Act, which was passed in 2007, and it was registered under Section 8 Companies of Companies Act 2013. And currently, if you see that many people are confused regarding different authorities of NPCI. NPCI, the current CEO is Dilip Asbe, but the current, I would say, chairman is Biswa Mohan Mahapatra. I am not able to recollect his right name, but it's like Biswa Mohan Mahapatra only. So it's really very good. Hishik is saying, don't know, sir, new to preparation. So you have to buck up right now. It's really very, I would say that if you are at this particular level, some people are, let's take this as a level of preparation. If you are at this particular level, if you don't know the year in which NPCI was set up, then you are definitely starting from basic. It's good, you can start, but you have to pace up your preparation, because those people who are in the field of RBI for, let's take, last 2 to 3 years, they are already sitting over here. They just need to mug up the current affairs and they will clear this particular paper with the ease. So you have to start your preparation as soon as possible. Now coming to question number 16. Let me see who gives me the right answer of question number 16. SEBI is the regulator of commodity market. RBI is the regulator of NBFCs. SEBI is the regulator of capital market. Again, if you are reading financial institutions, for example, SEBI, RBI, NABARD, EXIM, IFSCA, SIDBI हो गया, SIDBI है, SIDBI नहीं हुआ है. So all these are very NHB, very important. So all these are different financial institutions which are working in India. And if, my dear friends, I am expecting one question from this particular institution which has been just been formed, NAVBID. Again, these are different types of financial institutions. But if you see, there are different development banks as well. Now my counter question to you is, tell me the name of development banks which are operating in India. You could also write your short forms or whatever you want to write in the comment box. I will be seeing and testing your knowledge in the comment box only, because if I start teaching right now, this particular lecture will go like for 3 hours. Yes, the correct answer of this particular question will be 3. That is C. SEBI is the regulator of commodity market. Yes, you have heard right. Multi commodity exchange, which is also known as MCX. SEBI is the regulator of that particular body. RBI is the regulator of NBFC. Yes, RBI is the sole regulator. But yes, you could have said that RBI does not regulate all the companies, all the bank, no, all the NBFCs. Some part of NBFCs is covered with the Ministry of Corporate Affairs as well. But here the statement is very basic, and it says RBI is the regulator of all. RBI is a regulator of NBFCs. If I add all, then it will become wrong. SEBI is a regulator of capital market. Yes, we all know that all the capital market regulations are formed by SEBI. So the correct answer will be option C. And my dear friends, if you have just remember this particular table which is given in functions of RBI, there is a very specific chapter related to the different functions of RBI in your FM static course. If you are if you are preparing for RBI interview as well, read this particular chapter line by line. Your knowledge will go like 2x 3x times. This particular chapter is really very important for those students who are targeting RBI as well, or even I would say NABARD or different, because RBI is like a big brother of all the institutions. So if you see different type of NBFCs or different type of I would say companies are regulated by their different authorities. For example, those NBFCs who are dealing with the pensions, they are regulated by PFRDA. So there are different companies. So I can see some answers are there in the chat box. Salesh is saying payment banks. No, Salesh, you are going very wrong on this particular topic. IDBI, no, IDBI is also. So if you want to know development banks, first is NABARD. NABARD looks after your rural development. Then you have SEDBI. SEDBI looks after small and scale industries. Then you also have this particular bank which is known as NHB. National Housing Bank. National Housing Bank looks after different housing needs. And then we also have NAVBID. NAVBID is a new form. So this is the 5th one. I think the 4th one you have to let me in the comment box, because I'm not going to disclose all my cards. I know the name, believe me, I know the name, but I will not disclose all the names. You will have to comment that in the comment box. And mind you, my friends, if you are not able to comment it, then definitely it's a very wake up call for all of you. RBI officer बनना है, ऐसे नहीं बन सकते. You have to work your asses out. Question number 17, my friends. According to a circular released by SEBI in 2018, apart from ASBA process, I know you know the full form of ASBA, that is application supported by blocked amount. Applicants can also apply for IPO. So this is again, you can take fintech, changing landscape, which are directly mentioned in your RBI syllabus. The same chapters are covered in your EduTap course as well. So the correct answer will be UPI. I hope you know about the UPI. UPI is one of the most important financial pillar of our Indian economy now. Every now and then you will heard that UPI transactions are crossing million times. They are crossing billion transactions. They are crossing different this. So please understand that UPI is a very important figure, or I would say very important fact. Yes, if you see regarding different current affairs of UPI, UPI was very famous due to, I would say, due to the IPO process. If you see currently, if the LIC IPO was there, SEBI released a very different notification saying that if any retail investor who is trying to invest in the LIC IPO, they can invest via UPI. You will also see UPI 2.0 was launched under NPCI website. The limit is now 2 lakh for UPI. Many people say that UPI still has a limit of 1 lakh. No, it has been upgraded to 2 lakh. So UPI is very famous. Again, when it comes to IMPS, the minimum limit has been increased. The maximum limit has been increased to 5 lakh. NEF 24 hours 7 ho chuka hai. I hope you know about all these different facts. And the same has been covered in your course as well. FM static course. So again, application supported by blocked amount, ASBA. A very comprehensive coverage has been done in your course, because we know that UPI, ASBA, how they are interlinked, and we have also given some separate paragraph, and the same question was there in your, I would say, RBI Grade B paper as well. So now ASBA applications can be made through. Now we have just learned that how ASBA works, or rather I would just say that we have understood that how different components of UPI work. So you just have to let me know that how application via ASBA can be processed. I can explain the whole process of ASBA, but due to the paucity of time, I have to. Yes, Rajeshwari has given the right answer. It's Exim Bank, which is the fifth development bank. Superb. Now I can see some, I would say, some competition is over here. Some people were also saying it's SEBI. So that's really very good to see that how you people are going now. So just be regular and read your concept notes on a daily basis. Yes, the correct answer will be SC, that is self-certified syndicate banks. And my next question to you is, SEBI has recently released not recently, I would say off late, because it's like 4 to 5 months. They have released the release of those banks which falls under the category of SCCB. There are total 60 banks under this particular category. I hope you know about it. If you do not know about it, then your current affairs coverage is going low. So what is this particular self-certified syndicate bank? Nothing much to discuss, because just keep things very easy. We might have understood that there is some, I would say, RBI Act 1934 are divided under 4 schedule. Okay, so you will see there are 4 schedule. Out of these, the third as well as the fourth schedule are of no use. The most important schedule is second. So all those banks which come under second schedule of RBI are known as scheduled commercial bank. In the same manner, those banks which are allowed to deal with the ASBA process are known as self-certified syndicate bank. As simple as that, nothing much to worry. Currently there are 60 banks, although I am 99% sure, but 1% not sure, because that particular news I have just read in the newspaper. So there are 60 banks which are ASBA certified. Now let's come to question number 19, my friends. Again, a very low hanging fruit of PPP. And I was totally surprised when I saw this particular question in the real exam, that how can RBI directly copy paste the question directly coming from EduTap notes. Yes. So you have to first read the paragraph which was based on public-private partnerships. If you see the history of this particular chapter, very less weightage was given. But suddenly, out of that particular pressure cooker, RBI just asked a question on PPP, and mind you, my friends, I think a set of 3 questions is there which equivalent to 6 marks. So let's see who gives me the right answer for question number 19. Yes, the correct answer will be HAM, that is hybrid annuity model. Hybrid annuity model is very famous when it comes to highways. Our National Highway Authority of India, NHAI, is using this particular model for last 2 months, or not last 2 months, for last 2 years, and there has been an unprecedented growth when it comes to the formation of highways, because under this particular component, or let's first discuss what is HAM. HAM stands for hybrid annuity model. Under this particular model, there is a combination of different models of PPP. We combine BOT model, we also combine BOT annuity model, and there is also one very important which is EPC model. Under EPC model, first let's discuss what is EPC. EPC stands for engineering, procurement and construction. Under this particular model, government invites the intelligence, invites the knowledge of the private sector, and government gives the fund to them, and they say that you have to implement this particular project with your knowledge. We will be funding you. Now what is build, operate, transfer? Government allows that particular private party to operate on that particular asset, and they can also collect certain tolls on it. So they can, and at the last they will have to transfer that particular asset back to the government. Then there is also component of build, operate, transfer annuity. Under this particular component, government makes the overall theme of BOT is same, but the word annuity here means that it will make payments under certain series. It will not make a lump sum payment. So that is the overall combination of HAM. So you have to understand 3 concepts and then combine them to form an HAM. As simple as that. Yes, the correct answer will be HAM. And my dear friend, the same concept has been given in your concept notes as well. PPP annuity, which is sometimes also known as BOT annuity, PPP toll, and EPC. All these 3 different models have been comprehensively explained in your course. Question number 20. Yes, Salish, these are the exact questions which came in your RBI Grade B 2021 exam. You can also find the paper in your course if you are an EduTap student. It's been uploaded over there. Question number 20. In the above model, now here first you have to identify which model was there. So it was HM, because in the last question we have just discussed, provided by the government, or I would say in the above model, the support provided by the government during the construction and later in the annuities. That's why I was saying BOT annuities during the operation will be in the ratio of dash. What will come in the place of bank? So government provides support into 40 and 60. Now 40% of the cost is provided for first 5 years, and the later is provided under the 60% is provided later on. So a very important ratio. They have just picked, I think, one of the articles, and they are just picking the important data point from it. And luckily this was there in our notes as well. Hybrid annuity model. If you understand this particular model, the same question, the same answer, you will see 40% of the first project cost is paid under the first 5 years. Now let's come to question number 21. I would say this is the easiest question you will find under the PPP chapter, because all the PPP chapter, when it comes to the different finance chapter, I would rather say, you can sometimes get confused when it comes to the components, but if you are able to answer the question when it comes to the overall journal reading, this is an epitome of this particular question. Yes, the answer will be infrastructure, and if I write highways, then the answer will be like 100% correct. You could have said it manufacturing as well, but majorly it has been used under the infrastructure facilities for building different assets for the nation. So question number B, again a very, I would say, 6 marks of your was your totally on your cakewalk type. You could have just revised different concepts which are given in your concept notes, follow a particular process, first finish management, then move to the finance component, finish all the chapters which are related to the core management. You could have leave different fringe topics first, but finished finance and management by December. Take this particular target and you will thank me later. Question number 22, again I would say cakewalk and again cakewalk. Nothing much to discuss. You just have to understand the definition, and you just have to understand that how you can eliminate certain options. Dash refers to the action in which a company or business alters. Again, I have told you OC and OB. These two are the new pillars of RBI Grade B syllabus. Earlier it was motivation, communication, leadership or general management. But now RBI is shifting its goalpost. They are coming to OC, OB, and you can also say ethics. But ethics right now is in launch stage. I'm predicting that ethics in the next paper you will see certain types of you could say major changes in the RBI Grade B paper as well. Like they could increase the component of ethics. So now dash refers to the action in which a company alters. When you see this particular concept, you have to mark your answer as change, because under this particular organization change, company tries to adapt new innovation, they tries to adopt new culture as well. Okay, so this is really very important. Now if you see organizational justice, nothing to deal with the definition which is given in the question. Organization conflict structure, all these are given to confuse you, nothing much to worry about. And if you see in our notes as well, we have beautifully described that how organizational change can take place. It can take place in groups. Under groups also it can take between in a single group, or it can take place between multiple groups. In a work as well, it can also take place under the different organizational structure as well. So we have beautifully explained this, and the screenshot of the scheme is the same is attached. Question number 23, again OC. OC, if you see, that is organizational change. It's a very sweet acronym which I have been given to it. OC. If you see, there are two theories. First is planned, and the second one is unplanned. Under planned, you will see there are different theories, like you have leave-in change model, you have ADKR model, a Dakar model, which is also very world famous. Under unplanned, you will also see different theories. So what is the name of the second stage of leave-in model? A very easy question. Leave-in model is like world famous for its organizational change. So I can see, let me see the chat box now. 21B. I think we are 23 right now. Prashant is saying with BBB. I don't know what Prashant is saying, but let's come to question number 23. The leave-in model has been divided into 3 stages. Just a small basic introduction, and then I will move. First is to defreeze. You have to Make sure that all the people of your organization are coming and accepting that particular change. Then we comes to the change, and then we comes to the refreeze. Nothing much. So the question is about the second stage. Second stage is stage is known as change, and this particular stage is also known as stage of transition, my friends. So next year, if you see this particular question, don't get confused. Okay, so first you have to unfreeze, which is also known as defreeze. Unfreeze yourself, then you have to refreeze, then you have to change, and then you have to adopt those particular changes. Nothing much, a very easy question. My dear friends, I will just give you one homework question. You just have to let me know who is the founder of this particular theory, which is known as attacker model of change. If you know the full form of this particular theory, then you are good to go. But just let me know the name of the person who has given attacker model of change in the comment box. Again, a very easy question. Which of the following is the regulator of capital markets? इससे easy question नहीं आएगा because this question is for 2 marks, my friends. Which institution is having a control over which particular market? Yes, it's SEBI. Right now we have discussed this. A very easy question, nothing much to discuss. Capital markets are under the purview of SEBI. Question number 25, or I would say, if you see, we have just given a very beautiful note on SEBI. We have covered the history, we have covered the composition, we have covered different functions as well. And if you go deep into this particular chapter, you will also see that what is the mission, what are the different goals, what are the different ways via which SEBI regulates the capital markets. So a very comprehensive coverage is there, and I am again repeating this work because each and every question has its roots in the EduTap notes. So now question 25, again a very easy question. You just have to identify the depositories. In India, we all know that there is a very huge financial market which is working because of BSE and NSE. So there are different depositories which take care of all the demat accounts which are opened by the different investors. Yes, the correct answer will be 1 and 2 only. NSDL, National Security Depository Limited, and Central Depository Services Limited. These two are the depository. CCIL is a, if I'm not wrong, Clearing Corporation of India Limited. It acts as a central counterparty for government securities. CRISIL is one of the most important, I would say, credit rating agencies. So just eliminate the options and you will arrive at your right answer. Right answer is option A. Mind you, my friends, again, I'm not saying that our course is the best, but I will say that we have a very good authenticity when it comes to the EduTap course. You can just read this particular question that we have defined different participants of stock market, like who are clearing members, who are depository participants, who are depositories, and this is the question which they have asked you. Question number 26. Name the payment regulator formed in 2007. Now I think you will be able to answer that particular question. I think someone was not able to answer that. Yes, NPCI was formed in 2007, my friend. So this is really very important for you to remember, because NPCI is a very big organization now. It was formed in 2007 with the coordinated efforts of Indian Banking Association and our very own RBI. Okay, and I have just discussed you that NPCI, the CEO is different, the president, I would say the person who is a director in NPCI is different. Don't confuse them. Currently there are 10 promoters of NPCI. I hope आपको ये सब पता हो, because this is a high time. If you are not able to start your preparation now, then it's a very high time. Yes, the correct answer will be NPCI. Okay, again we have discussed NPCI briefly in our notes, and you could have seen that this particular component is from a fintech, and whole, I would say, in Hindi we have that particular word damodar. Okay, so whole loads of fintech has been carried by NPCI only. Question number 27. This has been clearly based on your current affairs. So even if you are linking your different current affairs to the static part, this particular question could have been solved easily. So you just have to understand that what particular passage is talking about. Bhasha Yantra is an event. Sorry. So you have to see that particular, and this particular question is talking about certain type of barriers. We have just discussed barrier in one marker as well. There are different categories of barriers, semantic barriers. We also have this particular category which is known as Individual related barriers, organizational barriers. We also have this particular category which known as I would say halo and halo effect. All these are different emotional barriers, different barriers. So again, if you are reading them, hardly a journal reading would have helped you to answer this particular question. Yes, the answer will be linguistic, because you are not able to understand different transitions which are going there. So again, linguistic barriers have been clearly defined in your notes, and I don't think it's need further explanation, because it's a very easy term to understand. Question number 28. This has been purely based on your current affairs. Now you have to be very specific that how you have to link your current affairs to the static part. Yes, the correct answer will be D, Aksharyan. So you can see that finance CA, or I would say not FMCA, finance CA is also very important component in your I would say in your RBI Grade B 2021 exam. Now we are coming to question number 29, again taken from your current affairs part only. But if you are reading your schemes, if you are following rigorously schedule of current affairs as schemes steps which has been provided in your course, then this mission is also very easy. The correct answer will be option A, that is National Mission for Translation. Nothing much to discuss, let's move ahead. And this was announced in the budget 2021-22. Now this is the most easiest, I would say, another very easy question for all of you. So this is the last question in the objective part, and in the descriptive part we will discuss that how we could have answered that particular question. Okay, now question number 30. Recently RBI has released a second dash with the theme of cross-border payment. Now if you see, RBI is releasing different cohorts. Okay, so if you see different cohorts have been released by RBI for regulatory sandbox. What is regulatory sandbox? RBI prepare a battle like field for all the companies to test their particular product, and by that particular thing RBI will come to know that whether this particular product will work in the Indian market or not. Recently RBI has released a cohort. This has been the name of that particular batch for the scheme of cross-border payment. So this has been the second cohort, my friends, under dash for live testing of products. So very easy question, nothing much to discuss. The correct answer will be A. And if you are thorough with the knowledge, in 2020 RBI started releasing cohorts. The first theme was MSME lending, if I'm not wrong. Oh no, this was a theme of third cohort. The first cohort was, if I'm not wrong, retail payments. Yes, so I apologize for certain retail payments. Yes, so the theme of third cohort was MSME lending. Theme of second cohort was cross-border payments. The theme of first cohort was retail payments, and the fourth cohort was also in news, which is prevention and mitigation of financial frauds. So this is the directly news related to the current affairs. And if you are not reading current affairs thoroughly, sorry to say you are doing a big mistake. Now I hope, guys, regulatory sandbox is also covered very beautifully. I would say not beautifully, systematically in our course. You would see different categories have been covered regarding different norms as well. Now I hope you know that there are 5 stages via of regulatory sandbox. Every product which enters into the regulatory sandbox, that has to pass via 5 stages, and these 5 stages are defined under different duration. So that is a big topic to discuss, which will be discussed and we will be discussing in future. So now if you see, the overall level of objective question was comparatively, I would say, easy to moderate. So many people, if you see, have scored very good in the objective part when it comes to the 2021 batch. They have completely scored. There are many people who have scored 35 to 40, and there are people who have scored 45 to 40 to 45. So objective part was scoring. I truly believe on this particular point. Yes, on the examination day it might seem different because you are under certain pressure and you have to solve certain questions, but believe me, my friends, if your concepts are strong, then no particular question can give you nightmare. Now I am coming to descriptive question. Before moving to descriptive question, I would like to give a disclaimer that no particular question is bad. I would say no particular answer is bad. It depends upon the way you read it. So we will be discussing about different components of descriptive question, and then we will end our lecture. So this was the first question. Discuss the 5 announcements which was made in Union Budget 2021. 400 marks of 10 400 words of 10 marks. Now my dear friend, this particular question can be attributed to your current affairs as well, but this is a very scoring question, my friends. You could have easily defined what Union Budget 2021-22 brings to the table. At that particular junction, there were different I would say pillars, but this is nothing relevant for right now. Although you can use these different themes for building your descriptive answers. But my dear friends, if I try to correlate this particular question with the union budget of financial year 2022 and 23, then you could have easily mentioned about different ropeways projects which are coming in the northeast districts or in the Himalayan districts. You could have easily mentioned about the capex term, how capex is increasing by 35%. You could have also mentioned about the income tax returns. There are different social security schemes as well. Har Ghar Jal is also there. Rural electricity is also there. So just make us professional approach. Do not just say that union budget 2022. Mention it completely, that what is union budget 2022 and 2023 brings to the table. Mention the financial year. Also refer to different make small categories, like what does agriculture and rural development has been offering. You could have mentioned about the Kisan drones. Then make a category regarding banking. You could have mentioned regarding 75 digital banking units which are going to come by 2000 in this particular year, by 75 year of independence. Make a heading of social sectors. Mention that how rural electricity is going to come over here. Mention that how many pensioners are there and what are the different categories. You could have also make one sector of fintech. Tell about what crypto tax has been introduced. So very easy question, and in the last you just could have end on the positive note. Just say that how union budget 2022 and 23 will contribute towards the Atmanirbhar Bharat, towards the new Bharat, or whatever adjective you want to use. So very easy question if it comes in this particular year. Now let's come to question 2. What is transformation leadership and transactional leadership? State the difference between transactional leader and transformational leader. Again, very easy question if your concepts are clear. Again, if your concepts are not clear, then sorry to say this will be tough. In the I would say in the introduction part, define what leadership is. First, define leadership. Then briefly describe what is transformation leadership and transactional leadership. Hardly 5 lines would be enough for you to write. I know that particular interface to write on that particular day is different. It's totally tough. I totally understand. But believe me, concepts ke piche bhago and you will not face any much difference. Then tell how these two types of leadership differ. You could have easily used pointers 1, 2, 3. Because in the real exam, it's very tough to use these type of pointers. Okay, so avoid this. Use standard formats A, B, C. Define at least, I would say, 6 points, and this is very easy to define the difference between the transactional and transformation leadership. You just have to understand the basic theory. You just have to, if you are thorough with the motivation part, then you could have tell that how transactional leadership is following theory X approach and how transformation leadership is following theory Y approach. So very easy question, I would say. Anyone who is having the basic concepts ready could have easily scored this. And in the, I would say, in the conclusion part, you could have mentioned that how transactional leadership is useful when there is a short period of time, when there is crisis. Never end your answer on the negative. Just say everything positive, and you have to showcase the positive side of transactional leadership and transformation leadership. And in the last, you could say that how these two leadership contribute towards the organization. Very easy. Nothing much to discuss. Let's move ahead to question 3. What is corporate governance? Define its need and principle. Again, a very easy question, although provided that you know the correct definition of corporate governance. Define corporate governance, then this is your body part. Now, many people will say that how you have to define corporate governance. Remember one standard definition. Remember who has given that particular definition. For example, in Uday Kotak Committee, which was set up in 2017 by SEBI. If you are reading the syllabus of RBI, corporate governance is a big chunk of your syllabus. So remember that particular definition which has been given by Uday Kotak Committee. Same for motivation. Remember one definition which has been given by Maslow. Leadership. Remember one definition which has been given by Keith Davis. Communication. Remember certain journal definition. As simple as that. If you are remembering those definitions, then you will have a head start. Having a head start in your introduction part will give you a flow. Many people will define that motivation is a general process of motivating others. This is not a good approach. I would say use standard definition of Maslow and you could have easily answered this question. In the body part, define what is the need, why there is a certain scam there, that's why we need corporate governance, and then end with the principles. If you see, we have covered this particular question in your concept notes as well, and we are also providing certain model question and answers. वहाँ पे भी you will see the exact replica of certain questions which are coming in your, I would say, in the PYQs. All the PYQs from 2007 to 14, all the 2021 questions, 2022 questions are covered in your this particular document of model and question and answers. Now discuss SIDBI, NHB, NABARD, RRBs and EXIM. A very easy question. Currently, I have just asked you regarding the development banks. Again, these four are development banks which are mentioned in your scheme. RRB is not a development bank. It's just a different banking institution. So again, if you see your concept notes, I would say a very easy question. You could have easily started directly with the SIDBI. Start with SIDBI. First, tell me the launch year of SIDBI. SIDBI was set up in 1990 via an act of 19, if I'm not wrong, 19. SIDBI was established in 1990, if I'm not wrong, and tell the act of that particular year as well. Then you could have easily mentioned that what SIDBI is all about. In the same way, you could have tell about NABARD as well. NABARD Act was passed in 1981. It was established in 1982 under B. Sivaraman Committee. Then you could have tell about that what are the different roles and functions of NABARD. A very easy concept. Same goes for National Housing Bank. So all these different I would say concepts are covered under the financial institution chapter, which is I think 24th chapter 24th of the financial institution. You would see we have covered Exim Bank, the history, what are the different, I would say, functions of different financial institutions. So let's go ahead to question number 5. Basel norms. Basel norms are a very integral part of your finance syllabus, people. So if you are a finance student, then understanding Basel norms is a very crucial thing. There are 3 Basel norms. A very easy question: Basel 1, Basel 2, and Basel 3. Basel 1 came in 1988. It was I would say established in India in the year 1999. Basel 2 came in 2004. Basel 3 came in year 2010. All these different facts have been given in your concept notes, and you could have easily scored this particular question provided that you have that particular knowledge in yourself. If you don't have the concepts, then how will you write a question which is based on 600 words? And mind you, my friend, in descriptive, yes, concepts also play important role, plus your typing speed. These two are the very important things which work under the descriptive part. Although in objective part, concept part is really very important, but in descriptive part, your concept, your typing speed also matters. So you have to type with the correct forms. You have to reduce your grammatical mistakes. Question number 6, what is behavior? Yes, this particular question I would say is comparatively tough because it will test you on different components. You have different components, sorry. You will have to first define what is behavioral reinforcement, then you have to tell me what is positive, negative. But again, OB and OC, I am telling you, these two chapters are the new pillars of RBI Grade B exam. Again, if you see the overall syllabus, we have briefly described what is reinforcement, how it can be positive, how it can be negative. You have to tell about the law of learning which has been given by E.L. Thorndike. What is the reinforcement theory which has been given by B.F. Skinner. All those different components. Again, I would definitely say this is a tough question, or I would say toughest question of the 2021 descriptive part. Rest all the questions were easy, and provided that if you have basic knowledge, you could have easily answered it. So now, my friends, we conclude our paper of the year 2021. I hope you were able to get many of the questions correct, and many of you would have scored 70 plus also. Now this is where we will conclude our video, but before I conclude, I just want to let you know that EduTap is again offering you a huge discount of 74% off on all our courses of the RBI Grade B. The code is what? One time 74, and yes, my friend, this code is active up to 3rd of August only. And if you have to purchase any of our courses, you can come to our website. You just have to write edutap.in on your address bar. The website will open. In courses, choose RBI Grade B courses. Once you see, definitely on multiple courses we are offering you what? 74% off on all our courses for RBI. Now, if you want to go on our website, you can go and definitely check the quality of our study material. Also, we have provided you some demo links which will help you to make a better decision. Okay, my friends. So this is all about our course. Mind you, we have RBI Grade B Gold course, Silver course also. Gold course will offer all the assistance for phase 1, phase 2 and interview. Silver course is only for those students who are looking for assistance for phase 2 and interview. Okay, and you can also look for RBI Grade B Mahapak. In this, you will also get the access for banking exams like IBPS PO Clerk, SBI PO Clerk, RRB PO Clerk as well. And yes, if you want to have a taste of our course, like you want to check that how we provide videos, concept notes, summary sheet and everything else, then definitely you can get the access to the starter pack. It's absolutely free for all of you. And then we have test series also, which will help you to practice more than 10,000 plus MCQs. Okay, so this is all about the course. Now I will go back to my PPT to close this particular session. Thank you so much. It was very wonderful to be with all of you. Now I will meet you in the next video. Till then, be happy and stay safe.